In the next installment of our Jason Nash's Most Toxic Relationship series, we have a video on Jason's channel entitled, "Kicked Off a First-Class Flight for This." And while he's referring to a David Dobrik bit, Trisha is still in the thumbnail, so you know this video is going to heavily involve her, even if the title itself doesn't. Let's dive right in and see what part she plays in this one, and where their relationship was at this time.
Where are we going tonight?
I don't know. All I know is that with my two favorite YouTubers.
Liza's?
Okay, so Trisha and Jason are yet again hanging out with David, which seems to be both of their favorite pastimes. Every time Jason says that about being with his two favorite people, though, I always think Trisha is going to react how she did the first time where she got upset that she wasn't his only one. Luckily, she seems to not care anymore and accepts David as one of Jason's favorites. Likely because David is also one of her favorites. But he's flying too close to the sun with that Liza joke he's making. You know how jealous Trisha gets.
It's been a crazy 72 hours. Was hanging out with Trisha, was shooting with David. I got kicked off an airplane. We all got kicked off an airplane. And it was really just an intense kind of thing.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If he actually was with Trisha for those past 72 hours, though she should logically be in a good mood in this video, since supposed him spending time with her is all she needs to be nice. Even though we've seen her not be time and time again, every time they're together, but we'll see.
And we're doing the Views tour today. We're gonna do the live podcast. I've been doing this tour. It's really putting stress on me and Trisha's relationship. I feel terrible about it. I'm gone Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And when I come back on Sunday, I have to see my kids. So yeah, it's putting a lot of stress on our relationship, and we haven't been seeing each other as much, but we did get a chance to hang out, and yeah, we had a lot of fun together.
Understandable if time apart is causing issues in the relationship. Normally, she gets upset for irrational time frames, but the time he just mentioned away would put strain on any relationship, so I'll give her that. It's difficult to lose time you previously had with a partner, but work and his children obviously have to come first.
Wait a minute, are you flirting? Are you flirting with my girlfriend?
Babe, stop. Sorry.
I saw it too.
We'll be back later. We'll see you later. Bye. What, babe?
Jesus.
What? What did I do? Protecting my woman.
Why did you protect me in the most embarrassing situation?
Oh, come on. That was a good bit.
Trish.
It's so interesting that she demands that Jason get jealous of other men, and then, when he actually does, she gets like this. I mean, obviously it's embarrassing that Jason was pulling it out as a joke against an old man, but even in situations where he's gotten jealous, like she would have wanted, she gets embarrassed and tells him to stop. So does she want him to be jealous or not?
Trisha, we're glad you're back. We have a lot to talk about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just found out that...
Oops, she was scared for a second there. Makes me wonder what skeletons she was actually hiding in her closet if she thought David had taken a peek. But side note, notice how friendly David is with her right off the bat, letting her know that he's glad to be around her again. She seems a tiny bit guarded, but we'll see if that's just me overanalyzing.
The water is made up of H2O.
What?
Yeah, there's other fun facts too.
Oh my god.
Just found out that German people are all from Germany, and they live in other places as well.
False alarm. David knew nothing.
Trisha, what would you like tonight to be? I will make it happen.
Really?
Yeah.
A proposal.
Why do you always say proposal?
Well, you said you could make it happen.
Yeah, you're right. I was here for it.
That's not a comedy. I thought you'd say something like, hey, I'd love a corned beef sandwich.
Well, yeah, that's what she means after the proposal.
Trisha is asked what Jason can do, and of course she requests the undoable. This is to put him in a position where he can't stay true to his word, so that she can be upset, while also pressuring marriage once again. Rather than ask him for something she wants that he can give to make her happy, she asks him for something she knows that he won't, so that she can remain unhappy, and in whatever mood I picked up a prior ago. Trust me on this. Trust me, bro. But notice David instantly siding with her, even in a joking manner, and Trisha thanking him for it. She always made it out like these guys constantly sided with each other, and made her feel crazy, but the truth is they constantly sided with her against each other throughout the course of their time together.
How about a baby?
A baby?
Yeah, pick one of the other babies.
It's a fun proposal. You can get Trisha pregnant.
Yeah.
Get an ultrasound, and on the ultrasound, the doctor will be like, "What is this on your baby?" And it's a ring.
Oh, that would be so cute, actually.
Again, Trisha gives him another impossible scenario because she's upset right now about something, likely their time apart, and she wants to continue to be upset by it. So she's essentially telling him the only way to make up for it and make her happy is to give her the two things that she knows that he can't and won't, which will just confirm in her own head her right to be upset.
Yeah.
Would you be filming any of this?
Yes, who do you think would be playing the part of the doctor?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cute, babe. Like on the little baby, there's a ring on the ultrasound.
Hey, who says my kid's gonna have a baby?
Well, every baby has a baby.
Why would her mind go there? It's just such a weird comment to make. Seriously, what is wrong with her?
Thanks for picking me up.
No problem.
David and Trisha getting off to a nice start. These two have always seemed to have been friendly with each other and genuinely seemed to enjoy each other's company. And she was always nicer to David than anyone else. And David often treated her with kid gloves.
This is crazy. Like, I always think David hates me, and then, like,
David doesn't hate
comes
you.
around. Sometimes he ignores me for, like, a week.
What's your problem, Trisha? What do you got?
In some ways.
What are you, big again?
I'm not bitching anything. You just never hang out with me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This past week, you didn't even ask to hang out.
I gotta keep my distance.
Why?
I'm scared of you.
Legit. I'm like, oh, David probably is, like, terrified right now. I'd always do something.
Do you kind of like it that David's a little afraid of you?
Yeah, I love it. I love when people are scared of me.
So Trisha seems more bothered over the fact that she missed out on time with David than missing out on time with her boyfriend Jason, which tracks, since we know she liked David more and had a crush on him. She's trying to cause an issue to let David know she doesn't like his distance, but he responds with jokes like he usually does, because unlike Jason, David doesn't care too much, because he's not as invested in her as Jason is. She then brags about how she likes when people are scared of her, which is very telling and something we all knew. She loves scaring people into submission.
I'm actually not scared.
The way you said that sounds like you're scared.
Yeah.
Shut up.
She doesn't like that David isn't scared of her, because that means she has no control over him. The only way she can control people is through fear. If she can't make him fear her, she has no control. And she doesn't like that.
Super trooper,
I mean,
lights are gonna find me.
what song is that?
Super Trooper
Maybe
by
if
ABBA.
you took me to Mamma Mia too, you would know what that's from.
You could give a f about either of us.
Thank you.
Trisha is clearly behaving more warmly with David than she is with Jason, who she seems to have more of a problem with. She starts singing with David, and when Jason questions what the song is, she snaps at him for not spending time with her in another instance. And again, thanks David for backing her up. Like I said before, she was clearly in a mood when she got into the car.
I want champagne.
You guys want background music?
Background, because it's copyright.
Oh, all you care about is money.
I mean, he isn't wrong, but looks like the three of them were having fun together, as they usually did.
Hi, Trisha, Paytas channel.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
How long you been doing tours?
Yeah, about 15 years now.
Tell us a joke.
Yeah. The white horse fell in the mud. That's the dirtiest joke I know.
Can you give me the footage of that one?
Yeah. You want that?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Oh my god, sometimes he's
That's like a joke.
literally 12.
That's a joke I'm gonna use.
Still having fun together. I wonder if they told that guy to say hi to her channel, or if he just knew her. I'm thinking the former.
There's this guy that just drove by and I'm like, give us the best joke you know. And he goes, well, the white horse fell in the mud. That's the dirtiest joke I know. Bro, Hollywood, you have comedians on every corner. I'm gonna see who else has funny jokes.
You're
Hold on.
too easily impressed.
Okay.
Oh, my stomach. Oh. Hey, that was pretty good.
You weren't messing around.
I drive fast.
That was fun.
Trisha having a little less fun as David starts talking to random people driving by, which makes sense, since we know she doesn't like that kind of thing. Remember, every time Jason spoke to strangers, she criticized him for it. So it makes sense she's not a huge fan of David doing it either.
So it's gonna be
Okay, step from the car.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems like David's speeding also made her feel a little sick. Makes sense, because the same thing happened with Jason. So this is going to put her in a doubly unpleasant mood now, based off her track record. But notice that Jason immediately noticed there was an issue and went to tend to her.
Jason,
What?
$20 in cash.
Okay, I'll go to the bank.
Why do you have to go to the bank?
Because Jason and I have a deal that he's always paying for parking now because I bought him a new hat.
When did you buy him a new hat? I bought him the hat for his birthday.
Oh, you bought him that hat?
Ooh, she didn't like the fact that Jason was going to spend his money on another person. She got a little jealous there and demanded an explanation. See, she doesn't like him giving other people what he doesn't give her. And we know she's complained in the past about how she's the one that pays for parking. So she likely didn't like that Jason was going to pay for David's.
Is it your license or credit card?
Jason, I don't have time for this right now.
Yeah, I know. You gotta get jokes.
I gotta get jokes.
Place.
No one here. Is this where the party's at?
I don't know. You took us here.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Did you know Dracula was an artist? He drew blood. Oh, it's like being at a room full of Howie Mandels, isn't it? Jason, you're so cute. Are you single?
Okay, that puppet is asking for trouble, asking that kind of thing around Trisha. I'm surprised she didn't grab the thing and body slam it into the ground and accuse Jason of being into the crumpled piece of fabric.
I feel like you don't tell me you love me enough.
When was the last time I told you I loved you? This afternoon?
8:30 and it's 10 o'clock.
So Trisha is still in her mood, looking for an issue. Now, Jason doesn't say he loves her enough. She's clearly upset about them not hanging out much recently, and this is how it's coming out. You can see what I mean now by realizing, right when she got into the car, that she had an issue, and this far into the video, she still has it. Also notice that she said he doesn't say he loves her enough, and he proves that he does a decent amount, but it's still not enough for her, because nothing is. But you'd think he hadn't said it in weeks based off the way she delivered the news. This is why her fans believe the things that they believe, because she manipulates information.
I gotta go grab something from my house.
So let me ride with you.
Should I just go do that?
What do you need at your house?
A battery. Yeah?
Yeah, just go do it.
What is the Trish?
Jason
Like
doesn't
fish.
love me. He doesn't want to marry me. He doesn't want to live with me. He doesn't want to have a kid with me.
Some pretty strong assumptions to make based on the fact that he just didn't say I love you in the last
He
hour.
didn't. Oh.
Now David is siding with Jason here, because Trisha is clearly being irrational. Jason told her an hour ago that he loved her, but it wasn't enough, and because she's upset about the lack of time that they've spent together recently, she's come to the conclusion that he doesn't love her, because she wants more time with him and doesn't know how to express that in a non-toxic way. So she's vilifying him by acting as if once again, he's just not that into her. When we all heard earlier that the truth is that he's working and seeing his kids, and so she's getting less time with him as a result of that.
Hi guys, what's poppin', kids?
Hi.
What are you gonna film?
We don't know yet.
You don't know you don't have anything yet.
Hi,
little bit.
friend who says they like me out of Scotty and Toddy and David. Back away from the vehicle. You're going to get your toes run over.
Babe, you're so funny.
Those youthful kids.
You've been cracking me up so much lately, too. You're just so funny.
Okay, so randomly for some reason Trisha has had a change of heart, and now she's all about Jason. I'm extremely surprised that she just complimented him after a fan interaction. I wonder what shifted her mood.
Babe, tell David today what a good photographer I was.
You were the best photographer ever.
I'm getting like really good at it, David. Like there were some lemons behind her, and I was like, no, wait, let's move these lemons into the shot.
Yeah, you're good, babe.
Jason, I've always stood up for you when people talk about your lack of photography skills because I know that you have a lot.
Okay, she's still surprisingly in this complimentary mood. Now she's writing for him on this photography thing. So her mood seems to be improving, and she's warming up to him. It makes sense, because even though she's clearly upset about them not hanging out, they're hanging out now. She can't spend the entire time upset, right? She wants to enjoy her time with him too, doesn't she?
Can I bring another grape up?
Yeah, great bit.
I don't like that David's been your thumbnail for the past 3 videos.
Well, Trisha, the tides have turned, mother.
Oh, really? Because I think they're still only at 400,000. I don't think they go above that. I think that's what I was getting for you.
Okay, well now, she's gone back to her mood and figured out another thing to complain about. Now, she's apparently jealous about David being in the thumbnails over her, and as you can see in this video, he placed them both in it. Likely because of this conversation. She really does nitpick everything though, doesn't she?
At least you still get to suck a bitch.
Baby, you know you're my thumbnail, baby.
No, I'm not.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, you look good.
Sometimes I feel like you don't.
Fun fact, my
She's clearly still not happy, and is still clearly feeling upset. She's about to say that she still feels like he doesn't like her in some capacity, before David interrupts. Seems like she's trying to be in a good mood, but can't be because she still has this issue with him that she doesn't know how to healthily express.
last video got 3 million views. I made $28.43.
Shut up!
What can I say? Next level.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
No, that can't be. Oh, do you post? It hasn't reported. It hasn't. Tomorrow we'll report.
I'm about to report it to the police.
Considering how shocked Jason and Trisha were at that information, it seems as if they make a lot more money for a lot less views.
Jason said he doesn't have money to afford a ring for me, but yeah, he spends money on 2 assistants, buying people new cars.
She wants a $300,000 ring, David.
She deserves it.
Thank you, David.
Yep, she's still in a mood. She can't let it go, and now she's becoming more aggressive with it. She had been more sad before, but now she's ready for a battle. Now she's calling out Jason for being able to afford assistance when he won't buy her a very, very expensive ring. And once again, David jokingly offers her his support, not Jason.
Guess what? I treat my baby to Bora Bora and Greece and Hawaii and Cabo.
I'm buying your ticket to Chicago.
Wow, that's nice.
$1,000 compared to
If you think about it, it's like a proposal.
buying a ticket to Chicago.
Okay, again, I have to point this out. These trips that she's taking Jason on are trips that she herself has planned and wanted to go on. They are not trips that they wanted to go on together, or that Jason wanted to go on. She wanted to go to these places, and to get him to come she paid for them, because they were her idea. He doesn't like to travel, and leave his children. He's said this time and time again. So, for her to present this as if she's lavishing him with gifts, and spending all of this money on him, to treat him is insincere and an outright lie. She knows those trips were for her, not for him. Like I said before, it's like if someone invited you to a very expensive place because they wanted company, and you agreed to go, and they paid for it, because it was their idea. Would you feel okay if that person then said they were doing all these things for you, when you only went to accompany them, because they didn't want to be alone there? No. This is another manipulation of information.
I don't get
I was spending money so I can spend more time with you, so the guy goes and edits.
Well, I would like you to spend more money on me.
Who says that? Who says I would like you to spend more money on me?
Imagine if your partner valued the way that you love them based off how much you're willing to spend on them. That's the predicament here. She wants him to prove his love in unreasonable ways. But the gag here is that when he actually does spend a lot of money on her, it's still not enough proof to her.
I would like a date once in a while, but I don't even do that.
I know, but
anymore.
it's the tour. The tour has been eating up all my time. I'm gone Friday and Saturday,
and
and I
that's
come
where
back.
you're making money that you can put towards an engagement ring.
We're not making on the tour.
Finally, someone admitted it.
So see, it's revealed that this is due to Jason's lack of time with her recently, due to his tour. Just like I concluded that it was. And her response to him telling her that he's working is that that money then should go to her engagement ring. Because that's rational in her mind. If he's going to spend time away from her, he has to pay for it. Literally. It's not like he has children or anything. You'd think he didn't with how she talks about him and to him.
Are we going to go in for a while, or are you coming back out?
I am coming out.
Okay, cool.
Out the closet.
Oh, zing! That's why she gets paid.
Good luck.
That's why she gets paid.
Another passive-aggressive gay accusation thrown David's way because Trisha is in a mood. She loves to use being gay as an insult.
Oh, babe. I know what it's like to have a baby. It's impossible. It's just impossible. It's so hard. And then they start growing, and then you have to really take care of them.
I want a baby in my belly.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh, is that consent?
No.
You said okay.
If you want a baby, you're going to have to wait with me.
How long? Because I don't have much time.
You're young. You're 30 years old.
35 is when they tell you it starts going down and you're at higher risk.
All right. Should we table this?
No.
We're not gonna settle this tonight.
So now Trisha is once again pressuring Jason for a child to prove that he loves her. Interesting that she claims she'd be able to get pregnant easier at 30 than 35. What happened to those supposed fertility issues? Wouldn't it be hard at 32 if she actually did have an issue? She seems to be talking about her body as if she's never had an issue at all and could get pregnant right then and there if she wanted to. Interesting coming from someone who claimed they were incapable of getting pregnant, who then went on to get pregnant 3 times naturally, by the way, in quick succession with planned babies.
She really wants to move in, David. That's what we talked about when you went inside. What should we do?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Love's not real! No, I'll tell you the honest truth.
Okay.
Trisha is a blood-sucking vampire. Notice how you've never seen her during the day.
I see her all the time in the day.
She's
lovely.
No, you see an exoskeleton of Trisha.
Oh.
But you don't see the real Trisha, the one that wants to marry the actual crazy one till the nighttime because she's a vampire.
Really?
Go ahead, hold up a mirror to her face. She won't show up. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Nothing? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's just crazy.
So it's interesting that Jason said they talked about how Trisha wanted to move in together when David wasn't in the car, yet we saw none of that footage. Meaning Jason edited it out for a reason. Was it to protect her? He seems to do that a lot. But notice how David distracts from the heavy conversation with a joke. That seems to slightly work, but we know it won't work for long. Was interesting to watch him try to perform an exorcism on her, though. Too bad it didn't take.
Looks like we just found ourselves our in.
Just, what? You want to put on pants?
No, we both want to put on pants.
I'm not going to fit into your waist.
Let's run with the dogs, Jason. Trisha's like, we're going in.
No, I don't mind, but Jason's not gonna fit into your pants.
It's going to be a tight fit.
It not only fit, bro, but you look like a stud.
Small note, it's interesting that David had more faith in Jason fitting into his pants than Trisha did. Bet that made Jason feel good to actually fit into David's pants, considering he believes he's so big. And we know he has body image issues. Probably felt like he hit the lottery when those pants closed.
So Friday morning, we woke up and we went to the airport together. Trisha was going somewhere else and I was going to Houston.
All right, so now we get to the title of the video. Let's see what happens.
I don't think it's supposed to do that. Guys, I'm wearing David Dobrik's jeans. We couldn't get into this club without wearing these jeans, so David made me put these pants on. And guys, guess what? You know what I said to Trish? David Dobrik secretly has a big... Look at the giant that David Dobrik has. You're hearing it here first on Drama Alert.
He's feeling the hell out of himself in those pants.
We're headed to the airport right now.
We're going on. Oh my god.
I better
Your
not.
shirts look so gross. I don't even want to touch them. The Views tour.
Views, da-da, da-da.
Slightly passive-aggressive there. Doesn't seem like her mood has improved much since the night before, but let's keep going.
What is that?
That's the theme song.
Oh.
You should know you listen to the show every week.
do listen to
and then
it.
find little things that I said that...
I think it's kind of funny at this point.
I think it's hilarious. I actually talked to you during the show.
No,
if you
I
guys
know.
listen to my podcast, I talk to Trish during the show. I'll say something and like David will laugh and he'll think it's funny and then I'll go, oh wait, I don't know if Trish's gonna like that one.
Imagine your partner criticizing your every word and looking for a problem. That was Jason Nash's life.
Guys, I was here yesterday helping Trisha with her videos, her swimsuit videos, her lingerie videos. That's how she gets paid, so she makes these videos for companies. So go watch her videos, but you should know that I am an expert photographer in these videos. And I'm becoming very inspired with the camera.
Alright, so sounds like Jason had been catering to Trisha, likely to make up for his time spent away. I'm sure she loved that, but still found every single issue she could with it.
I'm so happy I'm back in your vlogs. Whenever I'm not in your vlogs, I always think, are we over? Did we break up?
Stop thinking that.
She literally cannot just be happy. Everything has to be dramatic. If she's not in a vlog, suddenly he doesn't love her anymore. If she's not in a thumbnail, suddenly she believes he never loved her. She has to learn to let people breathe and realize that the world doesn't revolve around her. So not every action has a deep meaning. She relates everything to her, even the tiniest, most minuscule action, because she believes everyone's life revolves around her when it doesn't.
Isn't it better so you don't have to feel like you have to be in my vlogs all the time?
Love that Jason called her out for this, because later in life, she would tell Ethan Klein and others that she hated that Jason filmed everything. Yet when he wasn't filming her, she had an issue with it.
Oh, I wish I had known there was a Starbucks there. I wish I had gone to bed at 10, woken up at 6, worked out at the gym, gone to the Starbucks, and now been here. But that's just not the life we're living,
What were you
babe.
thinking? We could have gone to Joss.
Oh, that's my favorite Chinese food restaurant, guys. Joss. Asian tapas.
When you said that, it sounded so good, and I knew you were going to be wrong for dinner. I almost went by myself, but then I was like, it's so sad. To me, I can't eat by myself. I think it's like so sad when people go out to eat alone.
So?
Some people love it.
You can see the mukbang in the hotel?
Yeah.
That's good. At least you got something done.
So I guess their diets are off. Not sure when that happened, but it seems to have happened, and he seems to have no issue with her having mukbangs. So there's another point against her fans who claim he didn't let her eat, even though she was at her heaviest with him. It's interesting, too, that she claims that people who go out to eat alone are sad, implying she couldn't go eat without him, trying to make him feel bad for not being there. When before she was with Jason, she would literally go out to eat alone all the time and never had an issue with it. But of course she has to guilt him for not being around, so she has to say that. And he reminds her that he was with his children. You know, the two people she forgets, or at least wants to forget exist.
I drove all the way over to see my kids, and I literally saw them for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I just stood in the driveway, and like, David played basketball with Wyatt, and that was it.
I know you came back fast, actually, because by the time you called me, I was still editing my Adam and Eve video, and I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll be ready. I thought you were going to be gone for a while.
I wanted to pack, and I wanted to see you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's actually so depressing to hear that he chose spending more time with her over his own children. You know, she loved that he chose to be with her longer than his children. I'm sure it still wasn't enough, though, in her eyes.
You should come to Houston with me.
Denver, I would have asked me this sooner, I would have.
I asked you last week.
No, you asked me 2 days ago.
I always told you to come on the tour. You're always invited to all the dates.
It's fine. It's
I
better.
did ask you. I asked you a bunch to come. You said you don't want to. You're like, no, I'm not going anywhere near that tour. Sometimes you use very strong language.
I did not
Like,
say
maybe
I'm
you're-
not going anywhere near that tour. Did not say it like that.
I don't know. There's been moments where you're just like, you're not pleased with the tour. So
Oh my God, I get frustrated because I don't see you a lot.
right.
Not only did he cut time short with his children to come and see her, but he also invited her on tour, which we can vouch. He definitely did invite her to come along, even though she says he didn't, and it's short notice. He told her long before they even went on tour that she should come, but she outright said no, and she'd be fine without him. Clearly, that was the lie that Jason thought it was at the time.
I feel like a fan because I took some Views merch and I have a picture of us, so I feel like I went to a meet and greet.
That'll be $150.
I wouldn't doubt it.
A fan. More like an obsessed stalker, if her behavior after he left her life was anything to go by.
I hope you never lose all your money.
Why?
Because
Why?
you live a certain way.
Well, I would say I got you, but don't know if that's true.
Well, here's the truth. If you ever do go broke, I got you.
You
But
say that, but you don't even want to live with me. I feel like if I went broke, and I'd be like, oh, I need a place to stay. You're like,
No, but we'd have to live by my rules.
I kind of like that. I kind of hope I do go broke.
Money doesn't make you happy.
It doesn't. That's why when you're so like, I need to make money, I'm like, okay, you're going to just be more miserable once you start making more money.
A few things here. She was obviously offended by what he said about hoping she doesn't lose her money. You could tell that she thought he was implying that he was only with her for her money, when we all know that isn't true. She got really insecure in that moment, and she kept asking him why to trap him and catch him, but it wasn't what she thought. The second thing here is that she talks about his reluctance to move in with her again, because she's not done pressuring him about living with her, and marrying her, and having a baby with her. And the third thing is she acts like he isn't seeking money for his children. She acts like he just wants money to have money, which is ironic, since that's why she wants it. And since having a child, Trisha has nonstop filmed for YouTube and was always away from her infant child and said it was because she had to make money. Even though she was living in a home worth millions, she still said that wasn't enough and needed to make more money and justified that that's why she was spending time away from her newborn daughter. So it's interesting that she had this to say to Jason at the time about money.
I just want to be able to send my kids to college.
I just want to be able to get married at Disney World.
Look how little she cares about his children when he mentions them and what he's making money, for she completely dismisses it and turns the conversation toward herself and her own wants and desires, which are much more selfish.
Those two things could probably work together.
How?
It's extremely interesting that Trisha hears that their lives can mesh, and she doesn't see how. He wants money for his children, and she wants money for her Disney wedding. His money, by the way, she wants the money that he's saving for his children to go toward her wedding. And that's why she's so mind blown that he says those two things can go together, because she knows they can't. But how incredibly selfish to want to take money away from children to pursue her own dreams.
With a 30 million video.
30 million views? That's all you think we're going to get on our wedding video?
Oh, we'd be lucky to get that.
Babe, I have 100 million views on one of my videos, so...
She was so offended at the thought that only 30 million people would watch her wedding video, and she couldn't even get 1 million to watch her wedding video to the man she married afterward. Not even 500,000.
You know I don't physically put the thumbs up button on your video when I'm not in it.
You don't. You only like it when you're in it. I love that.
But then I feel guilty, and then sometimes I'll go, like, after a week and like all your videos, I'm like, oh, you know what, that's not nice. Because in my head, what I'm thinking, this is how I'm working on my vindictiveness, because I used to be...
It's like good Trish and bad Trish on each shoulder.
No, for real. Because I am, like, here's the thing, oh my god, this is the thing, I, like, want to be to you, because, like, sometimes I feel like you're an... So sometimes I'm like, I really want to. So like when you left and there's something I didn't like in the podcast, I'm like, you have to take that down. You have to take it down. You're like, please, can you give me a little weight? I was like, nope, you gotta take it down. But then like as soon as you're like, okay, I'm doing it, I was like, instantly my heart hurt so bad. I was like, that's so, why would you say that, Trish? Like,
Interesting that she's fully aware of her mistreatment toward him and allegedly feels bad about it. But notice how petty and vindictive she admits to being. Imagine this being your partner in life. Someone who wants to see you fail if they're upset for any reason. That's not a partner, that's an enemy.
you like dragging through the mud on your videos, like...
Thank God you let me go on that one. I was in the airport. I was like on the phone with the guys from Cadence. They were like, okay, what from where to where? And then I'm like sitting there like listening to each second. I'm like, okay. And it was in an ad. It was wrapped around a vitamin water ad, which was the big sponsor.
But then when you said that, you're like, it was in an ad. I'm like, right, then give me that ad money. I'll take that money. Thank you. Where's my money?
What kind of reaction is this to someone you supposedly love? You talk mad crap about them in your own videos, but if they say something you don't like, you demand the money they made from their video? The money, you know, is going toward his children?
Right about now. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
See, babe, if we got married, you don't have to worry about this stuff because I couldn't take money from you because I'd be like, oh, it's our money.
For someone who got so offended at the thought that he wanted her money, it's funny that she openly talks about taking his and wanting him for his.
So, but then you know what I do? I do go on like all your videos and I'm like, all right, I'll go like them because then I feel bad. I don't know, it's like a weird thing. I know you don't even...
You just told me that. It's so funny.
Yeah, I had to get it off my chest. I felt bad about it.
She didn't tell him about it to make him feel good or make herself feel good. She told him about it to let him know that there's consequences for his actions. She wanted to hurt him because how could something she's been doing without him knowing hurt him? It can't. He has to know that she's doing it for it to bother him. And that's what she wanted.
Got another Vlog Squad member over here.
My mom.
Hello.
Hello. What? Oh, yeah.
Trisha always made it out like Jason never spent time with her mother or family or acknowledged them. But every time we've seen her mother near Jason, he's always acknowledging her and including her in things.
Talk about me on your show this weekend?
Sure.
What are you gonna say? Can you like just say how much you love me? Just start the show with like, by the way, I just want to say I love you, Trisha.
I'm not there for you.
Mom, yes they are.
Even her own mother calls her out for her self-centered behavior, and Trisha argues against it. It's interesting that her mother and sister always called her out in front of David and Jason, and yet after the fallout, they both took her side and vilified all of these people, when her mother and sister knew the truth all along, and even called her out on it time and time again.
He said it was his birthday, so he was going to take me to Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
We're down to the beach, so we're going there. We get there, and we just get a beer, and he pulls out a coupon appetizer that we had to share. And then we had to split our third beer.
Who is this?
It was the doctor.
Oh, it's the doctor.
Pick anything from this column over here.
Again, Jason is clearly engaged in the conversation with her mother. Funny that Trisha's mother will stick around on a date with a guy who is using coupons, but Trisha herself demands men to pay her money. The two are so different.
I love you. I'll see you. I love you.
We'll be back Sunday.
See Mamma Mia too?
Yeah, we'll go.
I'll take a matinee. I'll take anything.
The video ends with Jason and Trisha saying goodbye, and Jason clearly gives her a long and thoughtful goodbye, letting her know that he'll miss her. Clearly into her and the relationship, in spite of all the drama. Now she ended up having nothing to do with the David bit and wasn't around for it, which is why we didn't include it. But clearly their relationship, post-breakup, appears to be exactly the same as pre-breakup. Trisha is still causing the same problems and still looking for more. Jason is still catering to her and doing his best. What do you think, though, regarding this video? What do you think is the worst thing that Jason did to Trisha in this video was? And what do you think the worst thing that Trisha did to Jason in this video was? Let's talk about it.